Hey guys, Lionhead here. Let me show you what I got going on here. What we've got is 2 source bladder, Sawyer Mini with quick connect fittings, self-contained gravity-fed bladder system. This is built off the Sawyer squeeze system. And the previous seasons, what I was doing is I was running a Walmart dry bag. You go into the camping section. They've got outdoor products. 3 dry bags for, I don't know, it was like $9. They're really cheap, but they hold water. It sweats a little bit, so you get this little beading of water on the outside. But, you know, I managed to get a whole season out of it last year, a whole season out of it this year. But I decided to switch for a little bit more rugged purposes and for hunting season, actually. There's going to be some points coming up onto these ridges here where I'm not going to be able to find water, or I'm not going to want to come down to get it. So what I'm doing here is I have 2 different bladders. This is the Source ILPS. I don't know what the I stands for, but it's low profile system, improved low profile system. And this is the Source WLPS. What's important about the difference in the size and the shape is that the ILPS, the bladder comes out, the exit port comes out the side. It comes out horizontally, which helps really well when we're filtering this thing from the gravity system. And the WLPS goes straight up vertically. Isn't exactly going to be too functional when it comes to trying to use it for a gravity system. The other thing is they look different. I actually bought the WLPS because it fits inside my Kifru E&E bag when I want to use it as a hydration bladder. And these ones actually do too. You kind of just fold the top down and stuff it in there. But what had happened was last year I was filling this off that 8-liter dry bag I was talking about. And what happened is there's a baffle in here, and what it does, it keeps this thing from turning into a big giant marshmallow. But also, when there's less water, it kind of keeps it in 2 columns instead of letting it drop to the bottom and be all super saggy. And so what happened was I had the 8-liter dry bag, and I was not paying attention. And what happened is it just filled up too much and it split right here. So this is actually probably a lot closer to 4 liters, maybe 3.5, when it's really stretched out like this. So what I really like about this system is, as I mentioned before, I'm going to be heading up into some of these cliffs and these hills to look for deer, and I'm going to be scouting up there. I don't necessarily want to be dropping down, 400 or 500 feet to come get water. So this thing is completely self-contained. Let me show you how we got this going on here. I think the hosing I got at Osh's 3/8 inch hosing, but you can also go with 1/4 inch. Just get the proper fittings to go with whatever hosing you decide to get, and then quick disconnects, acetol quick disconnects. I don't know what the part number is, but I can find it. I will research it and share it with you on the bottom of the page when I find out that information. These mate up to the QMT quick mate technology on the Source bladders. They do not mate up to Camelback bladders unless they've changed things recently. So what I do is, actually, I'm going to go ahead and plug in the clean side. And after I'm done filtering, I always keep this clean side port saran wrapped or with a piece of rubber band over the top of it. So I've got the little stopcock fitting here. The reason why I went with the stopcock fitting is that usually when this thing's dry, click that in here. I've got no water. I've got a bunch of air. So what I need to do is hit the stopcock, bleed the air bubbles out. Whoa. Snap. Like I said, bleed the air bubbles out. Then I'm just going to plug it right in here. Back of the Source bladder. Turn it back on. And then, right now, I'm just going to high side it. This will filter a little bit slower than if I hung this bladder up into a tree. But the other nice advantage of this system is what I can do is this. These things are pretty durable. I'm just going to go ahead and sit on it. And I'm a pretty big dude, but even smaller dudes, any extra weight can get this done. What it's going to do is going to force feed water down there, and it's going to get the filtering job done pretty quick. So as soon as I run out of a seat cushion down here, I'm gonna have a nice full bladder up there. This is actually the second run. I filled this thing up about 10 minutes ago, and then I just guzzled and guzzled a bunch of water. I was sitting on 2 3x3s, about 4 ridges over that way, and they bedded down. I spotted them last night, so I camped about a quarter mile away, and I thought I was gonna get them in the morning, but too many yahoos came over opening weekend. Too many yahoos came over, flashlights, talking and laughing, kicking up a bunch of noise, you know, and here I am. I creeped in, took a half an hour to creep in, a quarter mile with no headlamp, just using the moon and the stars, and taking all this time and energy, and here they are getting spooked off by all these yahoos. I did see coming down this ridge right here, there's a group of about 5 guys, all splitting a nice little 4-pointer. One guy had the head strapped to his pack, and everybody else had some quarters split up between them. He said they got him over in this canyon. They chased him out there, and they tried to run up it to escape, but it's too steep, and so they basically pinned down, and they got one of them. He said there's a 2x3 with him, and I think that might be the same 2x3 I was going after tomorrow. He showed me a picture of it. He said it looks like he might have taken off over that way. So after I get this bladder filled up, I'm heading up over that ridge to get that done. Did I say tomorrow? I don't know what I'm thinking about. Later today, as soon as this water's done, I'm heading up over that ridge. So anyway, I just wanted to give a quick little review, shout out. So far, this is my second day using this system, first trip, but it's holding up pretty good. Source bladders, if you buy them from Source or some other outfitter, you can pay $45 for them, but every once in a while, keep an eye on eBay. I ended up picking up both these bladders up for $29, $30. Sometimes there's 25. So when you see a deal like that, snatch them up. Do make sure they come with the QMT fittings, the quick mate fittings. Otherwise, you're going to end up with just a hose that's stuck in there. I have one bladder that came that way, and it does not clip into this system. The other thing I can do is I can actually just run it straight from my fill port. I can take the mouthpiece off my bladder without taking it out of the pack, but then I can't really sit on it, and that's what I want to do right now is sit on my butt, take a break, and get this water filtered up, chug a bunch of water down, rehydrate for the rest of the evening. So peace out, guys.